Look, it's 23rd MAB and we home, man. Let's cook. Hey, man, looks today we got us another banger for you boys right here, man. This is a video from urban legend Will Evans. He's a YouTuber. He going crazy right now. A lot of y'all are sending me his videos to react to. So here we go, man. Go ahead and follow his page. I'll leave a tag so you can go ahead and click that. Get the subscribers up. He deserves it. He's working hard. Like button, sub button. Let's cook.
Urban legend Will Evans, you know what it is, bro. Talk about it. Now we got Top Dawg from TDE who's confirming that Kendrick Lamar has been baiting Drake since the beginning and that he had the Not Like Us song recorded months ago. This is crazy, bro. This confirms a lot of the things that a lot of the fans thought. We heard the Heart Part 6 from Drake. You know, the last response. I think that's going to be the last diss in this battle. Because I think Kendrick is moving on to work on his album. And Top Dawg kind of confirmed that. And I'm going to show you guys what he said. You know, and I think Drake kind of wants to bow out gracefully too. We heard the lines in the Heart Part 6 where he says, okay, you got an album coming out, Kendrick, I'm done with it. Like, I see you trying to use me for your rollout. I'm done battling. So he really waved the white flag in there. Now, let's get into what Top Dawg said and get into these receipts, bro. Top Dawg posted this on his Twitter, April 5th, 2024. He said, "Dot, I see dead people." Now, if you don't know what that means, "Dot, I see dead people" is the first line. The first thing that's said on Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us song, right? So that indicates that Kendrick Lamar has been preparing and planning this for months. So we heard from Daylight. You know, Daylight said earlier on this week that, you know, Kendrick had a nuclear bomb and everybody should get out the streets before the song came out, before the Not Like Us song came out. We heard, you know, I call him Ice Cube Jr. I thought that was funny. But, you know, O'Shea Jackson Jr. said that Kendrick wasn't done before that song came out. Excuse me, y'all. So we heard all that. So we knew Kendrick had more coming. But to hear it confirmed from Top Dawg, or to see it confirmed from Top Dawg that, you know, this has been planned for months, says that Kendrick was calculated like he said he was. You know, Kendrick had been planning this for a long time.
You can tell by the way that Kendrick went about this back and forth with Drake that it was all calculated. Like, he was just steps and levels ahead of Drake. It was actually kind of embarrassing. Like, watching it from the outside looking in, it was like the art of war being displayed to us visually. Like, we was able to hear it, watch it. Kendrick really schooled him in all angles, bro. Like, it was bad. And that's why the last record Drake dropped, that Heart Part 6 or whatever you call that shit, him getting on the defensive end of things was not a good look. Like, it sounds horrible. I've heard it 2 or 3 times now. I'm like, Drake, you over here like, I never touched a girl ever. I don't know what you mean. Like, I never did anything. Maybe these allegations hurt so much because you was touched as a kid. So now you're like victim shaming in a sense. And that's not a good look. You know, in today's 2024, we live in a very sensitive time. Everything, there's a Me Too movement, there's this movement, there's so many movements. And there's a lot of your fans out there who's probably been touched as a kid, right? So they're like, Drake, why would you talk about somebody who's been touched before, right? And this man Kendrick putting his whole life on the line, and that's the problem that's the difference between you and Kendrick. Kendrick could be vulnerable in his music. He'll talk about the things that he deal with, his mental health, problems with his wife, and it's relatable. That's why his fans relate to him and they love Kendrick. With you, it's all my life is perfect. I don't got no BBL, but you do. I wake up rich and I do this, right? So it makes it, but that's where you're lost in translation. Like, that's where things get lost because you can't relate to like to the people who grew up in these urban communities because you never grew up in these type of communities. You grew up in a Jewish neighborhood, and I understand that, but you were privileged. Most of your fans was never privileged at all. Still not privileged. We still broke. We still starving. So Kendrick was masterful on this shit. Surgical.
And he gave Drake that warning in the songs, like, bro, don't play with me, like I got more. And if you want to keep going further, that's something you don't want to do. And Kendrick has been saying it the whole time.
Yeah.
He's been saying that he got a bomb, that he was going to do exactly what he did. Now, I want to get to some tweets that Top Dawg put out, you know, because I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I thought it was interesting, you know. So this is from April 30th. This is right in the middle of the beef. Top Dawg said, "We saw everybody that showed their hand. This is the family. Dot still the king. TDE."
Yep.
So I thought That was Top Dog saying, we see all you industry dudes out there that's going against Kendrick. We see how y'all, reacting to Kendrick's work. We see how y'all, taking Drake's side and saying he killed Kendrick. And Top Dog is a very powerful label owner. He got Schoolboy Q over there. He got SZA over there. He got, Isaiah Rashad over there. He got a bunch of different Ab-Soul. He got a bunch of different powerful artists over there. So Top Dog is somebody that you want to have a good relationship with,
especially in
the
LA.
music industry.
Especially in LA.
So for him to say that, he probably looking at people a little funny, like y'all looking a little funny in the light right now, bro. But we see what y'all doing. Now he also said this. He also said, now that we see Dot is still king, it's time to address those who thought otherwise and showed their hand. Not like us. TDE. So I thought that was interesting too. Like Top Dog, like, okay, hey, on the business side of things, I'm gonna address some of y'all. All y'all that was doubting that was doubting Dot. I'm gonna address y'all too. Don't get it twisted. We see who y'all are. We ain't gonna hold no grudge, but we gonna see how y'all move in business after this. Because when all this dies down, y'all still gotta come and do business. Y'all still gonna want to do business. So when you want to get SZA on the song, yeah. When you want me to clear the sample, yeah. When you want Schoolboy Q on the feature, or you want SZA on the feature, you want Ab-Soul on the feature, or you want, Kendrick to come do something for you,
Woo.
nah.
Yeah.
Because Top is not just talking about rappers when he talking about this. He talking about the executives. He talking about the marketing teams. He talking about the radio department. He talking about somebody that could potentially want a job at TDE in the future. You know what I'm saying? So this is a bigger conversation. It ain't just about what rappers are not going to get features. It's about what samples are not going to get cleared. It's about what shows are not going to happen. It's about what media platforms ain't going to get interviews. This is about what Rolling Loud stage and festival stages are not going to get performed at anymore.
What I'm saying, it's going to be a lot. They're going to miss out on a lot. Like Gilly, Mace, Cameron, they just ruined it all. Like the ones who were just being like obviously biased, like academics, who cares, right? It's just academics. We know he loves Drake, so you would expect that from academics. But a lot of these, like Gilly the Kid, like Joe Budden, believe it or not, was the most unbiased one. He was out there like, nah, like, I understand that y'all want Drake on y'all platform because Drake is the biggest when it comes to his stardom. He's out there the most. He wants to be in the spotlight, so Drake is the biggest when it comes to that, and he has a lot of power, right? So that's why Gilly is glazing the way that he's glazing right now. He's glazing two-handed, just outrageous, foaming out the mouth glazing. It's actually outrageous, and the reason being is because he wants that Drake interview, right? And a lot of these niggas want Drake on their platform, and they want to be associated with Drake. Like Drake, when he went to New York, he brought out Dipset. So I understand that Cameron is probably cool with Drake because he brought him out. At the Apollo, I think he brought them out. So of course Cameron's going to side with Drake. So it's interesting to me. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's definitely weird when you gotta. Like most rappers stayed out of it, right? They didn't pick a side. They stayed silent, and that's the way you should do it. Stay out of it. Keep the peace. Because now when you pick a side, the thing is, when you pick a side, it gets bad for you. Because now, especially when you're an artist, you got to come to the West because on the West, you got the whole California, right? It's a lot of money on the West, right? It's a lot of money on the West. You feel me? The West is damn near its own country. I'm telling you. Nigga, you go up to the Bay, you go up to San Bernardino, you go up to Bakersfield. It's just so much money out in California that you don't want to miss out on that. And you don't want to get that shit shut down by siding with Drake, right? And also, a lot of artists want Drake features. So, because they know if Drake hop on your song going up. Because he is a hit maker. Regardless of what you think, Drake knows how to make hits. So that's why you should just stay out of it. You don't want to lose money by siding with Drake, and you want to come back to the West. So look, bro, just stay out of it, and that's it. Right? Keep your opinion to yourself. That's the smart thing to do. I wouldn't say a fucking word. I'm out of it. That's it.
It's about the favors that are not going to be done. So Top Dog is looking at it like he's supposed to look at it. Like, y'all tried to kill my number one artist. Y'all tried to paint him a certain way in the media, and we ain't going to forget about that. You know what I mean? We're going to remember who ran with the narratives that Drake put out there. So that's interesting right there for Top to say that. But after all that, he tweeted, "Good battle." He tweeted, "Good battle, ... And that was the last thing he said about the situation.
All right, we're gonna cut it there, man. Will Evans, you fire. I like you, bro. We're gonna cut it there though, but I just want to talk about because he's pretty much talking about how Kendrick was ahead of this. You can obviously he was ahead of it this whole time, man. He was too strategic. He knew too much. Even the cover art was just super strategic. Him with the Ozempic and the shirt and the Maybach gloves, all that calculated. The 616, Tupac birthday, O.J. Simpson trial date, all that calculated as hell. So yeah, good battle, but clearly to me, Kendrick won. But let me know what you guys think down below about this whole situation. Like button, sub button. I'm gonna see you boys soon. Kingston, Majesty. Hey.